Good morning. This is Chum and it's afternoon. It's good afternoon. This is Chum and Sons, and today we'll be talking about the Star Wars standalone films that they have proposed. What have they proposed so far, Chum?
Well, they've proposed a Jabba the Hutt film, which I think is just completely stupid.
And we'll discuss why.
Yeah, we'll discuss why. Well, I mean, it's sort of obvious at the beginning when you first hear about it, and we'll go into a bit more detail about it. Releasing a Han Solo standalone film.
I don't want that.
Which, we also don't want. And they're also releasing, I believe, an Obi-Wan film.
I'm up for that. That's
that sounds good, but I'm not sure.
I like Obi-Wan.
We may mention Rogue One as well, because that's a standalone. Today, if you haven't got the gist, we're doing standalone films. So whoopie-doo.
Standalone. Boo! We haven't got sound effects or anything. We've got no production at all.
Nope.
Literally.
We made this and upload it straight away.
We don't do it. We don't do that. We thought about having a theme tune, which we might do later on in the background. But for now, it's just us and a video. Two men and a dog. He stares at me with a beautiful
man
eyes.
And his son.
There's a man and his son. And a dog staring at us with lovely eyes.
Yeah.
And anyway, how should we start? Should we go on to the elephants in the room? Really, is the Jabba the Hutt one?
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt.
That's just ridiculous. Okay. Do
Okay.
you want to say why you think it's ridiculous?
Okay. First things first. Jabba the Hutt can't speak English, so we're just gonna have a film with subtitles. That's not really too. I mean, they could maybe translate him and give him like an English voice.
That's not on my list.
But that's something.
Subtitles. You don't like subtitles? Have you ever watched a subtitle film all the way through? I'm just going to ask. I've watched loads. They're brilliant. But
I bet. Well, it's like foreign countries not being able to translate it. I mean, I'm fine with that. But I'm fine when it's made in other countries and therefore they speak their own language and can't bother to make ones in our.
I'm only joking.
But
no, you're not.
I'm fine with that. Like if I don't know, say they make it in Japan and it's all in Japanese and they don't translate it into English, I'm fine with that. But this is Jabba the Hutt speaking. This is a made up language that is. I don't know. I don't see how they're gonna do it. I mean, well, I sort of see them just having subtitles all the way through, and I don't think I'll be very amused. Like
no,
it's not going to be.
I completely agree. Should we do one each?
Okay, your turn.
He's a sitting target. I can't imagine young Jabba, which we saw in the only time I can think of seeing a slightly younger Jabba was possibly in the Clone Wars series, cartoon series, and he looks exactly the same.
Just a bit smaller.
He does move, but he's a sitting target. It never really made sense that he was a gangster in the first place because. You've got to have a certain amount of muscle, but I think he comes from the Hutt family, and he's kind of like inherited it. I'm not. There's a lot of dubious things about Jabba, but like I say, he's. I'm sure he's quite easy to kill. Princess Leia kills him with a chain around his neck, and strangles him to death. It doesn't. I don't know. I'd like to maybe this film would explain his rise to power, but for me, he's a sitting duck. So there's my second one. No, first one. Our second one.
Your first one.
Go on then. What else? What else have you got? Have you got anything else, mate? I've got 2 or 3 others. But...
I think I've got a few. Let me think. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, one thing you sort of touched on it a little bit, like how he got into power. How Jabba got into power. Which I think this is going to be what the story is about, or something like that, or to do with like a job or something. Imagine if they just create Ocean's 11, but with Jabba the Hutt.
They might do. This might be the idea. They've got bouncing around, and it's how they bring the bounty hunters into the shows.
Yeah, but like one thing is, I never looked at Jabba the Hutt and thought I want to know more about the character. No. I just saw him as this gangster boss and nothing more. Like.
I don't want to see a character who died in a silly way in Return of the Jedi. Like they've said this about Boba Fett as well. They want to bring Boba Fett back because apparently he might not have died in the Sarlacc pit. But the way he died in Return of the Jedi just made him a ridiculous character. The way he died, and it's the same with Jabba. The way he died. It's just
also in the film before Return of the Jedi, like Boba Fett is built up to be this badass character that has dinner with Darth Vader, like. I mean...
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't take his helmet. How do you eat dinner?
That's a good point. You should have sort of put it up the mast. But
Were
yeah,
they
they
at
built
dinner
Boba
table?
Fett up as this badass character who captured Han Solo, and yeah,
I don't think they're having dinner though. I think they were
Well,
just
no,
happened
you
to
know
be in a
what I
room with a
mean.
dinner table.
You know what I
don't
mean.
think,
They probably
I
ate
don't,
in
I don't think when Han goes in there, they're all sitting down eating dinner, and then they stand
Just
up
like,
and Han
"Please
shoots
join
them."
us.
I'm pretty, but you're right. They were right. They were at a dinner table. That's interesting. I never
it's
thought
like-
about that. You bring up some good
It's
things.
like, I don't know.
Were they having dinner?
I know. They sort of killed Boba Fett off really quickly.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I'm fine that he did die, but it's just how he died that I don't like. I'd have liked it if they killed him in more of a badass sense.
He fell into a giant fanny, and then the fanny burped. That's essentially how he died. After
He had like a little
Han
Looney
Solo,
Tunes
someone
death.
knocked his. Was it Han knocked his jetpack?
No, he shot his jetpack.
No, he didn't shoot it, mate. He knocks it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure he
that's
knocks
right,
it.
he
He goes,
knocks it.
"Psh,"
And
then he
shoots off, bangs us on the side of the
And then he
aircraft,
falls into
and
the
then
Sarlacc.
falls into the
It's
Sarlacc.
just-
Burps.
a giant fanny burps. It's just. There's no redeeming that. There's no redemption there. They've ruined him. Same way that they ruined that giant silver Captain Phasma in
Oh yeah, Silver Stormtrooper in Force Awakens.
in Force Awakens. Like they're going to bring her back and they're going to say, "Oh, she's going to be a badass in this one." She's spoilers. These are all everything we do spoilers. But she surrenders in the
Force Awakens.
in the Force Awakens. She just surrenders. She just
Also-
she gives them plans and all sorts.
Yeah,
There's
also,
no redeeming
she's
characters like that.
Also, like, I mean, I don't think there was any lines in the film or anything. I'm not sure where I got this, but I mean, I swear to God, the Silver Stormtrooper, like Captain Phasma, she is supposed to be like really loyal to the Empire. The First Order as they are in this one, but she's supposed to be really loyal to them, and how easily that loyalty just went.
There's no redemption there. I wouldn't
she
bother.
can't redeem herself.
The actress who plays her and like the character itself and everything looks fantastic, but actually the way they utilised her in the Force Awakens, she's a surrender monkey. She should not be in any more films because she surrendered.
Yeah,
Because she's a sort of supposed to be super badass. I don't know what. I don't know.
although
So much wrong with that film. I could go on about that film, but I'm not going to today. It was a good film, but
it
there
was
so
a
much
good
wrong.
film, but like there
So
was
much wrong with Star Wars.
Force Awakens.
A copy.
Yeah.
The Star Wars Empire Strikes Back copy.
But one thing I want to mention,
Yeah,
Captain
yeah,
Phasma
yeah.
being a woman is good. I mean,
Yeah,
again
absolutely.
about our diversity video and whatnot. Yeah,
Going back to
Jabba,
Jabba, I've got another issue with Jabba, and basically Disney owns Star Wars, and they like things to be a certain way.
they're like their universes.
Jabba the Hutt keeps women as he's, you know what, this is awkward, but he keeps them on chains with him. Basically, he's a sex deviant. Jabba the Hutt is. He's a deviant. You imagine that scene in Return of the Jedi where Jabba's sort of pulling Princess Leia close to him. He's got his tongue out like this. Now you imagine that scene with a more humanoid character, and you tell me that's not wrong. So Disney, please don't make a standalone Jabba film. It doesn't make any sense.
I know.
He's such a questionable character. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, Chum.
he's not. Well, I mean, he's just not a good character to like dwell on. But like, not just the fact that he's a bit dodgy, as we just established, but he's just not interesting. Like,
The characters around him are.
well, yeah, the
But
characters
I
around
think-
him.
I
And,
think
I mean, he's sort of interesting in the sense that he's like he's a bit of like a mob boss, but
Yeah.
like a bit of a gangster. But like, I don't know. There's like, well, as I said earlier, there's not much I want to know about him. If you know what I mean.
No.
I don't look at him and think I want to know more about him.
I didn't want to know about the exhaust port on the Death Star either, and we got a film about that. So,
Rogue One.
I think we're sort of 9 minutes in, and what you can establish from us is that we don't want any Star Wars standalone films about
No.
existing characters. We want new characters.
Yeah,
in a
we
new
want
in
original
this
characters.
giant universe. We want new and original. Let's talk about the Han Solo one, Flynn.
A Han Solo.
So let's try and be positive. I'll tell you what. Let's put a positive angle on it. What would you want to see in a Han Solo origin standalone film? If you, we're going to have it. We're stuck with it.
I want to see a line where he's like, where he just goes, "I don't want kids. They'll be the death of me,"
Yeah.
or something like that.
Wow.
Sort of
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just sort of a bit of a joke, but in the Han Solo film, I don't know. I sort of want sort of like the TV series Firefly. That was sort of based around Han Solo and Chewbacca. I sort of want to see that in a film, but not quite Serenity, because Serenity was a little bit different. Because in Firefly, if you don't know that, it's about like a like basically just a. It's like the Wild West in outer space, and
It
they're like
was
with
made by
Spock-
Josh Whedon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's brilliant.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Forget
Really
Star
recommend it.
Wars; it's much better than Star Wars.
Yeah, go watch that. It's brilliant.
No.
But yeah, it's about these
Cool.
smugglers that are on this ship, and they're just sort of getting by really, and it's just about their little story. I would basically make a film like that, if you know what I mean.
But we've Han Solo,
Han Solo and
You
Chewbacca.
just copy that idea, but have those.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Just copy Firefly.
Yeah, see, I'm not excited. I like Han Solo as a character. When I was growing up
same.
as a child, I was always a Luke fan. Really, I loved Han Solo in the fact that he was a wisecracking buffoon and all this. I liked the idea of him, but I don't need to see his origin story. I'd rather they ruined Han Solo in The Force Awakens, really, in a lot of respects. I again, I didn't really want to see everything they did in Return of the Jedi be bastardized in another film. That's a big, bit of a strong word to use on our video, but that's kind of how Force Awakens felt a little bit. I don't really want to see Luke as a hermit on an island, and I don't really want to see Han Solo go the way he did, and then old Carrie Fisher. I was quite happy with the end of Return of the Jedi. I was quite happy with that being the end of their story arc, but hey, they've made it now. But this is why I don't want to see a Han origin story, because again, I'm quite happy. I know enough about Han Solo. I don't need to. I'll be delighted when he actually meets Chewie for the first time, if they do that.
Yeah.
Because I think he saves Chewie from a slave ship. There's all Wookiees on there, and he saves him. In that, mind you, that's in the expanded universe, which is no longer canon. But
I mean, they've gotten aspects from that though.
they've stolen loads from it.
Yeah, they've stolen.
Oh, it's not official anymore. And then they go and
It's not official, and they're like, maybe they got a point here.
We're not going to have Jedi twins with for Luke and Leia, but we're going to have Kylo Ren, who it's going to be a baddie. I mean, in the expanded universe, Luke and Leia had twins, and I think it was Jason. There was Jason, and I can't think of the girl's name offhand, but he turns to the dark side, and she doesn't. So
Yeah, and they've sort of copied that.
They kind of
with
copied
Kylo Ren.
But I don't think Ray. I don't think they're going to make Ray.
Quite.
Yeah, they have copied it with Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
They call him Ben
Kylo Ren.
instead.
Yeah.
But with Ray, I don't think she's going to be a Skywalker or a Solo. I don't think so.
Nah, I don't want him. I don't want her to be like. I mean, knowing Disney and knowing like Star Wars and that, she probably will be like a Solo or a Kenobi or a Skywalker or something. But yeah, like I don't want her to be. I want her to just be this person that is completely irrelevant to the story until now. Like,
Yeah. I think she was a baby created by the Force. I think she's possibly a reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker. That's the only. I don't really care that much, but I think that's probably the only theory I can come up with. She's some kind of because they reckon Anakin because born in a very similar way to the way Jesus was, didn't have suddenly his mum was pregnant with him. I think that's probably what the same situation will be with Ray. I don't know. I can't see how the writers are going to write. They're going to explain the parents without it being either really shit or stupid. I don't know.
I just wouldn't explain her parents. Like,
Yeah.
I would just have it that like she doesn't know who her
We never
parents
find
are,
out, that's
and that's
fine.
it. Like,
I don't care anymore.
I know. I mean, you can have like theories and that online. I mean, there's all of them stuff at the moment, even now. But yeah, like I don't want her parents to be established. Like, I think that would be just a good little mystery.
It remains a mystery.
Like, it
Luke
remains
says,
a mystery.
I don't know who they are. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? They wouldn't do that. People need answers, don't they?
Yeah, people want answers for some reason. You don't need them. Like, you don't always need them. Sometimes a plot can be better when answers aren't made. Like, well, I mean, we were discussing this the other day, Rogue One. Like, I mean, Rogue One, though we did enjoy it and we think it was a good film, like when we were watching it, and we thought that, like, it was unnecessary because I mean, it's perfectly fine that this massive Death Star that's the size of a moon is going to have one small flaw.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's gonna, like, everything has just a little flaw about it. Like,
Yeah, it's just plot at the end of the
yeah,
day.
it's just plot. Like, I didn't question it. I don't know anyone that did when watching the films, and then Rogue One was announced, and when my friend and I think you did as well, like, told me about like what Rogue One was going to be about. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really need that answering, but all right. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking forward to Rogue One at the beginning, but then the trailers started coming out, and I was like, yeah, this looks all right. And I went and watched it, and I enjoyed it in the end.
Yeah, I enjoyed it on the first viewing. I thought it was great, and then I went back and watched it again, and I didn't enjoy it quite as much. And after 8 times, I've got to the eighth viewing of it now, or something like that, where I'm really not that bothered at all. I'm starting to think that The Force Awakens is better now, but that's only because there's lightsabers in it. That's probably the only other reason. I'm quite negative now, unfortunately, about the new Star Wars films. I should be happy. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. I chop and change. I really do. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We've sort of gone off the topic of standalone films, sort of.
We
How about the Obi-Wan film?
Yeah.
Anything about that?
Well, the thing is, Obi-Wan was left to sort of on Tatooine to sort of watch over Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way he would have just sat around during that time. So I wouldn't mind seeing some stories following that where he was sort of like a secret Jedi doing things. I don't want to really see an origin story of Obi-Wan, but that could happen.
Yeah.
That could happen if they did that, but I'm not sure I want to see that. I don't. But I do love.
I'd like to see just Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn just like doing missions for the Jedi.
Yeah, that would be
like,
all right,
or maybe like throughout Obi-Wan's training, sort of
that
like
would
little
have
clips.
been fine. That would have been fine.
That would be good, I think.
Yeah, maybe
it might be
Obi-Wan's
alright.
training, but I do like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, so that's the only reason why I'm really excited about this one, because he was one of the highlights of the prequels. He was a good he's a good actor, and you watch the first film, he's a bit, it's more about Qui-Gon and Anakin, but by the third film he really has established himself as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's brilliant. I'd happily see more Obi-Wan. I really would. What have you got any ideas of stories you'd throw him into? Would you want Darth Maul to be alive still? Because in Star Wars Rebels, which is sort of canon, I think, they do bring and in the Clone Wars,
Yeah, they bring back Darth Maul.
They've brought Darth Maul back. He's like half robot, which is it's I liked it. I liked the idea at the time, but would you bring him into the Obi-Wan film or not?
I wouldn't bring him into the Obi-Wan film, seeing as it's a prequel.
But he might.
Because
Well,
when
he could be in it. He
could be in it, but like,
if he's not a prequel, if he's not young Obi-Wan, if it's like Obi-Wan after
the events of Darth Maul, like getting his legs chopped off and that.
Yeah. But like after the events of him leaving the desert, beast. What can't I remember?
What, leaving Tatooine?
After Attack of the Clones, what can't I remember what that film is called? Revenge of the Sith. After Revenge of the... Sorry, I had a blank. After Revenge of the Sith, if they made... This is what I want to see, you see. If I want to see programmes, chum. I want to see programmes after Revenge of the Sith, really. I want to see the Obi-Wan film after that. I'm back in now. But you know what I mean? That's so
like
they could
between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yes, so they could bring Darth Maul back for them, but it's got to be worth it.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, with that, I would say maybe set it there, or as I said earlier, maybe set it through his training. But I think they should just leave Obi-Wan alone for now. Like,
really, you don't want to see a standalone film with him? Because I think
they're making too many standalone films. I think they've made Rogue One. They've confirmed Jabba the Hutt. They've confirmed Han Solo. They've confirmed the Obi-Wan film. That's 4.
Yeah,
and also they were going to do a Boba Fett film, but I don't know if they are anymore.
No, I don't think so. I think that's where the Jabba film comes in. I think they're going to throw him into that.
Yeah, and then they're like, let's just make a Jabba film instead. But yeah.
But I think with I can't remember anything.
Okay.
You carry on. No memory. I've got no memory.
No, all right. Here's a question for you. I know we've been going on about how bad some of these standalone films sound, like with some of them, like the Jabba the Hutt one, and like how some of them may not work. But and we've been sort of like having our suggestion on them. But I think, how about if you can make a standalone film about something in the Star Wars universe? You had to make a standalone film in the Star Wars universe. What would it be about?
Oh, does it have to have existing characters in it? Because this is where my beef is. That it has to be existing
It doesn't have
characters.
to. No, it can be like anyone.
Okay.
It doesn't have. They don't have to exist in the current Star Wars universe, and they don't ever have to be in it.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't really want. I did say a long time ago that I wanted a Chewie film just about set on Kashyyyk, about Wookiees, and it was
Subtitles
the whole.
again, man.
Yeah, I know. I say I'm not bothered about that. In fact, I wouldn't even bother with subtitles. You have to just assume that you kind of learn Wookiee from the film.
What?
Well,
It's
because
sort of like tone based.
you just have to. There was a film years and years ago, 1 million years BC, with cavemen in it, and they just grunted through the whole film, and you got the gist of what they were
Yeah,
doing.
but that's because there's no exact translation of
and this is-
cavemen grunting.
And this will be like my film, my Chewie, because I love Chewie,
No,
but I don't
wouldn't
really
do
want.
that.
I don't want. Yeah, I know, but you just put me on the spot. Go on, give me your idea.
Okay, my
Mate,
idea-
you asked me this question.
My
Clearly got
idea. Okay, so what we've learned from the films is that a lot went down in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. I want to see just something about maybe like either the sort of creation of the Knights of Ren, or maybe like the First Order or something like that, or maybe like what happened between the Skywalkers, and that maybe like Luke Skywalker training his like pupils. And I just want at the end of it everything to go horribly wrong and for us to end up where we are now.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Luke training people and having several. I'd
I
love
want
to,
him to like be really hopeful of these and actually think he's going to achieve something,
Yeah.
and then it all just crashes and burns.
It upsets me that like Luke's tried and failed at something. That upsets me that he's tried to. He's by the sounds of things, you've got the Knights of Ren now. I think are his ex-pupils, along with Kylo Ren, who is their leader, and he's not the best, is he?
No.
I like Kylo Ren. I think I've made that mention before, but he's not. I don't think he's leader material at all. And I don't know. We got beaten by an amateur, so
Yeah.
it's true. Oh god, there's so much I'd change about. Problem is with the Force Awakens, there's so much I'd change about it, which I'll talk about in another video. It's just ruined so many things for me. But I did enjoy it, so I shouldn't sound like an ungrateful child. I like your idea though, Flynn.
Yeah.
Chum. Flynn Chum. Chum's his nickname. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of one myself. What the thing is, I do actually like the expanded universe, and there was a series called Star Wars Legacy, and that had a Skywalker in it, Cade Skywalker. And with Cade, he was a skilled warrior, skilled pilot, everything. He got all the traits of Skywalker, but he's got an unusual ability of healing. He can heal people from virtual death. He's a bit.
Oh, is he a bit like Palpatine's master?
Yes.
Yeah, you go.
He's mastered that. Cade can heal people, and because of this, he becomes attached to people. Because this is set in the future, way after. I just spat there. Way after anything we've seen. It's set way in the future, and in this future, you've got Jedi's, and you've got there's loads of Sith. For some reason, the Sith there's just loads of Sith again.
Yeah, they've just scrapped the rule of two.
There's loads. There's an army of Sith. There's an army of there's Jedi's, but there's Imperial Jedi's. They use white lightsabers. I don't know whether they're grey Jedi's. I only read some of the issues of it, but the idea of it was great, and I'm going to read them all and sound more like an expert by the time I speak about it. But yeah, they're great. You've got these Imperial Jedi's who use white lightsabers. You've got the normal Jedi,
like the Imperial. One sec, can you just the Imperial Jedi? And they're like neutral with the Force, so they're not swayed to either side. So they're not swayed to the light or the dark.
Yeah. Well, I don't know whether these Imperial ones are, but grey Jedi's are. Grey Jedi's are completely neutral.
Also, there's a little theory about how Luke may have become a grey Jedi.
Yeah. For the new film? Yeah, I've heard that he might try. Well, I haven't heard anything, but there's rumours that he might train Rey in the balance of the Force, a balanced Force user. So he might. You never know. They might do that. But going back to this Cade Skywalker idea, he leaves this Jedi Order because because of his abilities to heal people, and he's attached to people too much. He leaves this group of Jedis and goes off and becomes a bounty hunter. And there's a load of stories about him as a bounty hunter. And he's like, I don't want anything to do with Jedis. He gets rid of his lightsaber. He doesn't want to know. But then things happen in the story that make him. I think at some point he does embrace the dark side, but then he comes back, and in the end he kicks a load of ass. And it's a brilliant concept. I'd like to see. I don't really want to see Skywalkers again, but I think set something way into the future. Have loads of aliens in it and bring back. I would love to see lots of Jedis and Siths fighting each other in a big war or something like Lord of the Rings, like with the two towers where they're fighting a big battle at the end, but with Jedis and Siths. That'd be good. Or maybe bring something else in, a new threat in all, which I thought they were going to do with Force Awakens. I thought they were going to bring a whole new. I thought we were going to get the First Order and everything, but at some point we'd get an even bigger threat that was nothing to do with them. So you'd be sitting there thinking, oh, they've copied Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. It's just a copy. It's just a complete copy. And at some point, some new threat would come in, and you'd be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh no, the First Order and the the Resistance or wherever it is, they need to join forces, and or something like that. That's what I would have wanted to have seen. And then the old dark side of Force, all that becomes irrelevant because you've got a bigger threat and everyone's got to join together. But then I think I might be talking about Game of Thrones there. But anyway, that's sort of how that's panned out. But anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, mate?
Not really. You've sort of gone off on one of your little.
Well, that was a question you asked me a while ago.
And you did answer very well in a lot of detail.
Would you like to see a Lando standalone film or someone like that? Is there any other characters you'd like to know? There's not.
Nope. I don't want to see standalone I don't want to see standalone films on characters.
Nah.
I'm trying to think of one, but I can't.
No, we need.
We
need to make notes. A lot of people on these videos make notes, and that Max Reaver, he's the one who.
He's the blue one.
He's a blue.
It looks like an elephant. Max Reaver.
Yeah, with his band. Terrible. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Those extra scenes they put into the original trilogy. It's the worst things. I don't know if you'll remember it, because I know you haven't watched the original trilogy as much as I have, but these extra scenes they put in, the extra scene in Jabba and that
I sort of remember some of the scenes that they've added in and that. Yeah. I mean, I watched them. Well, I mean, the ones that I remember that I've watched are the new ones with the added scenes incorporated. So I don't really know which ones are the added scenes and which ones aren't.
No, you can kind of tell. To be honest.
Sort of, but I mean, I haven't watched them films in a while.
What did you think about in the prequels? This is one. I know we probably should wrap up now, but But what did you think about Yoda flying around with a lightsaber in the prequels? What did you think about it? Did you think it was... I've had this argument with some people in that they should have kept Yoda... Like you never really know how he would have fought people, or perhaps he fights in the same way the Emperor does in the original trilogy, where he not shoots lightning, but he uses force push on people and that.
Yeah.
Did you like the idea that Yoda had a lightsaber and span round in the air and all that? Does that feel like something that you're happy with?
Well, that's the thing, because even in the set of the prequels, Yoda's still getting on a bit, if you know what I mean.
He is.
He's still quite old.
He's an old man.
So, I don't think he. Well, I mean, yeah, I think he should have been how you said, not really as athletic. But I think he should have just walk up to, I don't know, the guy who's in charge, that sort of thing, in battles and that. He'd just walk up to him, but as he's walking, there'll be loads of people just coming after him and attacking him, and he'll just use force push on that and he'll just push them all to the side. And
he's just basically a tiny wizard. He just uses magic. He doesn't use. And perhaps he could even, wizard. Perhaps he could even deflect a lightsaber with some kind of force shield that he's got.
Well, I mean, Kylo Ren.
He's just doing this all the time, and then. I'd love to have seen.
Yeah, what I'd have liked. One thing that I'd have liked is if, you know how you see how Kylo Ren stopped a lightsaber a blaster shot in midair in the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen him done that a bunch, and then when the stormtroopers stopped, You know, in Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu's spear. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have just liked to have seen a massive like montage of just that, like of all the blaster things just flying around and hitting everyone and that.
Perhaps he could do that. Perhaps he, as well, he has got a lightsaber like Yoda, but he doesn't actually hold it. He just like uses the force.
Oh yeah, he just uses the force to
and he flies around.
Ah, that would be cool.
That'd be good. See,
I just created a short Yondu.
George Lucas just thought, right, yeah, I like your Yondu idea.
Yeah.
They should have used that. They should have used that on Yoda. I remember watching that Attack of the Clones at the end and thinking, wow, Yoda's spinning around. I loved it at the time. Wow, this is amazing. And then you sort of saw it again in that film I can never remember the name of, Revenge of the Sith. You saw it again in that, and it was a bit better in that. I thought that, you know, you saw a couple of scenes in that where he did. There was a bit actually when the clones, Order 66 comes. Oh, and he's in Kashyyyk, Yoda, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Everyone slags off the prequels, but there's some great little bits. And there's one bit where like they're all turning on the Jedi, and Yoda's just there, like he's in this like mud hut. No, Wookiees have got laser guns, and they still live in huts in the trees. It's really funny. But anyway, he's there, and like Yoda just senses it. He's just like all the other Jedi. You see them all dying, and like Yoda's there, and like, suddenly these stormtroopers clone troopers, they pull up their guns before you know Yoda's there chopping their heads off. He just chops their heads off, and then a second later he climbs on Chewie's back. It's just, that's gold.
One thing about that I didn't quite understand: why do you have to hop on Chewie's back if you can just do all these flips on that?
Because that's fan service for you, dude. If ever you wanted to see anything right, if you had a scene right with Yoda and Chewie. I don't know why Chewie's even in that film, but anyway, I know he's 400 years old, so timeline-wise, he's allowed to be in those films. He's incredibly old, Chewie is. But it seems stupid that it was the whole prequel thing did annoy me, that that's to throw in all the characters. They always do this in Star Wars, and they'll continue to do it in the new ones. And they did it in Rogue One with the blokes in the pub. It's just like...
Everyone in Masali Cantina has a Star Wars Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it's like member berries, member, you know.
Do you remember?
You know, it's ridiculous. It's just, we don't need to know about every character and what they don't have to be. There isn't like 400 characters in 200 characters in the Star Wars universe, and they need to be in every film at some point. But anyway, I'm going off on one again. But you know, but anyway, going back to Yoda jumping on Chewie's back. Why wouldn't you want to see that? You know, you've seen Yoda on the back of Luke.
Because Yoda literally proved not even 5 seconds before that he is athletic enough to walk himself to the little pod thing.
No, he uses the Force to fight, but it must take a lot out of him. And yeah, you know, when he's not doing that, he must do, because he's a tiny little cripple. So to do all these flips and that. I think I'm sure Lucas even said afterwards, everyone was like, is he claiming disability or something, Yoda?
Claiming disability. No. He's parking in disabled spots and hopping out the car.
Lucas was like, no, you know, he uses the Force. I can't do an impression of George Lucas. He uses the Force. It takes a lot out of him. You know.
Sounds like if Chewie learned English and wasn't American.
George Lucas did the voices of Chewie. No,
did it?
No. Did the voice. But yeah. So yeah, that's why he jumped on his back.
Yeah.
And no doubt at some point with these porgs in this new film, you'll see a porg will jump on Chewie's back with any luck.
The porgs look amazing.
They look, yeah. I don't. This film, like I watched The Force Awakens all the way through, and I still maintain to this day that I loved it, and Rogue One as well. You know, they're still Star Wars, and they're good for what they are. You know, I mean, bloody hell, this isn't Citizen Kane, but even though I didn't enjoy Citizen Kane particularly. Blasphemy, but it's crap. It bored me. I can see why it was probably popular back in the day. But anyway, going back onto, I gave a lot of concessions to Force Awakens, but this sequel's gonna have to be something quite special, really. It really is. Otherwise, I'm just gonna give up on Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're probably gonna still watch it, but I mean, yeah. Hopefully, it will be good.
I watched a lot of this.
Oh yeah, alright. shall we sign off now?
Yes.
Before we go, leave in the comments down below what sort of story you want to see a spin-off of, if that makes sense. So like, you can either put like a character that you want to see, like an Origins, or after these films, or whatever you want. Just leave them down below. We'd like to see your opinions of what you would like to see. Drop a like if you like this video. Go subscribe as well, because we've done another Star Wars rant. Yeah, subscribe if you want to watch some more of this stuff. We do a lot of comic book stuff on that, and like film stuff. Even this isn't comic books, this is films. But yeah, we do a lot of like film stuff and like nerdy stuff, really. So yeah, signing off for now.
What was the other next video we were going to do? Because we were toying with an idea of doing another video.
The DC one.
DC. We're going to moan about DC
films,
next.
rant.
We might very well do that straight after. I don't.
We might. We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, we've got a lot of beef with DC.
Yeah. All right then. Anyway, see you in the next video. That might be the DC one. Probably will.
Yeah, we might change our mind.
Might. You never know.
We're in charge. We're the bosses of ourselves. We're chum and son.
Yeah, we are in charge. Okay then. See you in the next video. Bye.